Hello everyone, now we are on to the Desperado tournament. For our first match, we have a planned match between the 12th seed Titanic and Bonk, who won the Riptide's tournament. Bonk is coming in at 9-0, which if they get one more win, they will renew a record of this channel of the best rookie. Obviously, currently that record holder is Undertaker when they went 9-0 in the first season. But for Titanic, they need to find a way to get under Bonk, or Bonk's gonna have a fest with Titanic, and Titanic has to win this fight, or they will be scrapped and no longer compete on this channel. And so for Bonk, they just need to get a win here, and they can move on to the Desperado, where they can have a chance in the season 3 tournament. Let's see who gets the win down in the pits, and Titanic will be scrapped. Let's head over there right now. Let the bot battle begin, and Bonk is under in the first exchange of this fight. The under again. Titanic is not that lower bot, and they have reliability issues. But now they're getting under Bonk, and they're starting to control this fight. But now Bonk is under once again, and toys with them a little bit. Bonk wants to get Titanic scrapped and no longer compete on this channel. And a great job by Bonk there. And Bonk is outdriving, for the most part, outdriving Titanic. And Titanic's experience is not really showing. They only have 2 wins on their career. They don't really know how to win that much, as Bonk has not faced a loss so far. And a great job by Titanic. Titanic is out, starting to chip away at Bonk, but Bonk is holding firm, and Titanic cannot do much with it. Titanic is having trouble getting under more consistently, as Bonk is under and throws Titanic out of the arena. I don't think a lot of us expected for Bonk to lose this fight. Titanic was not the best of the bots for them to face, because Bonk just got under them consistently, more so than Titanic, and Titanic just didn't really ever find a big groove to really get under. They got on a couple times to land some big shots, but it wasn't enough to counteract Bonk getting under, and Bonk just eventually threw Titanic out of the arena, and now they will be in the Desperado tournament. Bonk gets into the Desperado tournament, and Titanic is scrapped from this channel, and now we can see the 7th seed Tsunami take on the 10th seed Killer B, and Tsunami has not had a win this season. They are war built by Typhoon Robotics, because at least they were inspired by. And Killer B is a custom-made bot, as we hopefully know. But Killer B has only 3 wins in their entire career, and they have been really struggling against newer bots. And Tsunami has been struggling this entire season. But they have a weapon that they can just get to the sides with that weapon, and they can just tear up Killer B, because Killer B is not known for their reliability, or having great reliability. And so for Tsunami, they just need to use that spinner effectively, and for Killer B, they need to control this fight somehow. But let's see who gets the win down in the pits. Let's head over there right now. Let the bot battle begin, and Tsunami is hitting some good shots on Killer B, but Killer B kind of deflecting them. But now Tsunami gets to the side and away some great shots. Killer B is not driving well. I think they are having issues with their drive, and Tsunami landing some great shots. Killer B is having struggles, and there goes a piece of Killer B. And Killer B is split in half.
10,
the countdown
9,
has begun.
8,
Tsunami will get their
7,
first win.
6,
And Killer B will fall to the 9th loss of their career. Killer B had a chance at winning this fight, but they are not living up to their potential when I first broke them. And Tsunami just hit some critical shots, which made the reliability come back to haunt Killer B once again. And as for Tsunami, they move on to the next round of the Desperado tournament. Now we have the 6th seed Double Trouble taking on the 11th seed Ripperoni. Don't really ask me how I did this seeding, but I'm not really sure how. Anyways, the 6th seed Double Trouble has faced 2 losses this season, hasn't got a win because they are a rookie, because the same drivers for Rotator decided to make a new bot, and for Ripperoni, they have had 0 wins their entire career, facing Copperhead in 2 of their fights, and losing to Skorpios in their last fight. And so they're trying to get their first win here against Double Trouble, which is going to be hard to do, because Double Trouble has 2 ways. Unless you flip Double Trouble over, you can't really get them to lose. Ripperoni, they're not known for winning, and so they need to find a way to win this fight. But that's going to be hard to do against a bot like Double Trouble. Let's see who gets the win down in the pits. Let's head over there right now. Let the bot battle begin. And looking like Double Trouble is indeed getting under Ripperoni. Ripperoni has struggled getting under bots multiple times. This is not their first time. And great job by Double Trouble controlling them a little bit. Double Trouble doing a great job so far. Ripperoni needs to find a way with that one wedge they have. And so far Ripperoni is doing an okay job. They need to hit Double Trouble on their back, and that's going to be hard to do, though their only source of getting under is that one little wedge. And Double Trouble is starting to control this fight, and there goes the flywheel of Ripperoni. It's not very well attached. Now there goes the main fork, and Double Trouble starting to take control, with Ripperoni having no way to get under them. That spinner does not really reach Double Trouble, and Double Trouble now just kind of toying with them and landing some absurd shots. Looks like part of that one side is coming off of Ripperoni, and it has.
10,
that
9,
side
8,
looks faulty,
7,
and the countdown
6,
has begun.
5,
and
4,
Ripperoni
3,
will lose their 4th
2,
straight
1,
fight.
knockout.
As for Double Trouble, they'll get their first win. Things did not look good for Ripperoni in this matchup. They got quickly tipped over, and we quickly saw that they were not the lower bot, besides one different exchange that told us otherwise. But they just got toyed around with, because Double Trouble had to make the majority of the ground game, and they even broke off what was the ground game for Ripperoni, which really left Ripperoni trying to figure out something to do. But then they lost one of their wheels, and that one side that connects the 2 parts together, and they were counted out. As for Double Trouble, they move on to the next round of the Desperado, and they get their first career win. Great job. Now we have the 5 seed Slammow facing off against the new 12 seed Bonk. And so for Bonk, they just took down Titanic, which means that they have broken a record on this channel for the best rookie, since they have now 10 wins and 0 losses. And so for Slammow, they are sitting at 3-4 in their career, and so they've struggled really this season. And so for Bonk, They just need to really get under Slammow, and Slammow needs to find a way to get under Bonk, but Slammow has a good ground game, but they just have not the most reliable bot. As for Bonk, they have a pretty reliable bot, and Bonk is probably due, or definitely due, for a change. And so, but Slammow wants to end Bonk's run before it even begins. Let's see who gets the win down in the pits. Let's head over there right now. Let the bot battle begin. Slammow not getting under Bonk like they want to, and Bonk completely taking control. And Bonk is now using that hammer as a lifter. And Slammow is not finding a way to control this fight at all. And it's been Bonk getting under in every single exchange. As for Slammow, they need to find a way. Bonk is going to continue to control this fight. And now one of the sides of Slammow has fallen off. That comes a major role in these fights against Slammow. And great job by Bonk as they continue to control this fight. And they're trying to break off the other side, and they do. Both the sides of Slammow are now gone. They only have that middle area for control Bonk left, and that's going to fall off probably soon too. Slammow is severely crippled as Bonk tries to get him out of the arena. And they do.
Knockout!
What a win by Bonk. They completely controlled Slammow, and they continue their win streak to now 11 wins. And as for Slammow, they might need some upgrades for next season. But Bonk just really controlled them around from basically every point of the fight they could get, and even broke off those two sides that were really crucial that they wanted to break off. And Slammow never found a response, and Bonk just really controlled them around, and eventually Bonk used the screws to throw Slammow out of the arena and to take their 11th win. Now we see the 8th seed Skorpios taking on the 9th seed Tracer. Skorpios has had 2 wins to their name, but they have 4 losses in their career. For Tracer, they have not had a win this season because they're a rookie this season. And so for Tracer, they want to get a win against Skorpios, which is not hard to do. But Skorpios is a very low machine also. And so this will be a very interesting matchup. And plus, the winner of this match plays Thunderbolt, which is a very tough match for either of these machines. But both bots want to get around past this fight before they take on Thunderbolt. And so this fight will come down to ground game mostly, and we'll have to see who can get the win down in the pits. Let's head over there right now. Let the bot battle begin. Looks like Skorpios is in fact the lower bot as they get under Tracer. Now put Tracer in the screws. They're doing some great control here to Skorpios. That's what they want to do in this fight. If they can keep this up, they can win this fight. Now Tracer on their face. Let Skorpios help them down. But now Tracer gets under by being a bad decision by Skorpios. And now Skorpios gets under and Tracer gets under again. Well, it's a very solid shot. And now Tracer taking control is in fact the lower bot. And they're landing some absurd shots to Skorpios. Skorpios does not know how to respond. And this fight is over. Great job by Skorpios. They had the first 2 shots and one other one, but then Tracer took control, got under them multiple exchanges, and landed probably one of the bigger shots of the fight, and eventually threw Skorpios out of the arena to play Thunderbolt in the next round. Great win by Tracer as they move to 1-2 in their career. Well, I guess Thunderbolt versus Tracer is our next fight. Tracer just took down Skorpios to get here, and Thunderbolt is the #1 seed in the Desperado, and that Thunderbolt is taking on Tracer, but Tracer is gonna have to find a way to get under Thunderbolt without that flipper landing a big shot on Tracer, because Tracer cannot afford too many flips, and Thunderbolt is looking to get their 10th win of their career. Right now they're sitting at 9-6 in their career, and so they want to get a win here against Tracer. But all Tracer has to do is get under Thunderbolt a couple times to really end this fight. But it could really turn the worst for Tracer in one flip. Let's see who gets the win down in the pits. Let's head over there right now. Let the bot battle begin, and Thunderbolt landed the flip out of camera range. And now Tracer getting in a little bit, but now Thunderbolt has another flip. Not powerful like the first one though. Now they're the tip of the flipper of Thunderbolt, and they land on a third flip. They're trying to decide if they want to leave them on their face to get the win, or they want to pull them out of the arena. A very risky play. Thunderbolt might be willing to take though. And the fight is over. One flip out of camera range. A smaller flip. And then eventually threw Tracer out of the arena for the 10th win of their careers. Now we have the 2-seed Catapult taking on the 7-seed Tsunami. Tsunami beat Killer Bee to get their first win of their career, and Catapult is sitting at a career of 6-7. So if they win this fight, they will move to a 7-7, very even career record. But Tsunami is going to be very hard for Tsunami to win, because that spinner is way too high for Catapult. And so Catapult gets the right flips. Catapult could send Tsunami out in 2 or 3 flips. But if Tsunami somehow is able to control this fight, they can really send Catapult through a loop where they cannot really win this fight. But one flip can change this fight for Catapult. Let's see who gets the win down in the pits. Let's go head over there right now. Let the bot battle begin. Tsunami's spinner is way too high for to do any damage on Catapult. Catapult misflips. Now gets the first flip, a second one, and a third. That spinner of Tsunami was way too high. Catapult got 1 flip, 2 flips, and threw Tsunami out of the arena. Now we have the 3-seed Bombshell taking on the 6-seed Double Trouble. Bombshell is sitting at 5-7, so 1 win below Catapult was. So if Bombshell gets this win, they'll be sitting at 1 below the even career record. And Double Trouble wants to get back to an even career record, after getting a last win against Ripperoni, who is not right now winless. And so Double Trouble wants to continue their win streak here against Bombshell. That's going to be tough to do, since both bots cannot self-right. So Corvix is under, and the flip them on their back. The fight's going to be over just like that. So it's going to be probably a very quick fight. Let's see who gets under who, and who can get the first shot to probably end the fight down in the pits. Let's head over there right now. Let the bot battle begin. And it looks like Bombshell, the lower bot, getting under Double Trouble twice. And get under a third time. Backing quickly to a hurry. And Double Trouble not getting under whatsoever. But now Double Trouble gets under Bombshell, and Bombshell's on their back, taking out so bright, and the fight is over. Well, it definitely was a quick fight. Double Trouble cannot get under in the first 3 or 4 exchanges, and then got under, and then threw Bombshell out of the arena for their second win in a row. Great win by Double Trouble. Up next, we have Riptide taking on Bonk. Bonk is still yet to lose a fight. They are sitting at 11-0, and Riptide is sitting at 1 less win above even. And so if Riptide doesn't win this fight, they are guaranteed for a redesign. Well, they're probably guaranteed for a redesign either way if they don't win, or they do win. But for Riptide, they probably need a redesign anyways. And for Bonk, they are trying to get their 12th win in a row, since they have not lost yet. And for Riptide, they want to end that before Bonk, so Bonk can feel like what it's like to lose. Let's see who gets the win down in the pits. Let's head over there right now. Let the bot battle begin. And Riptide's getting under. Like some brutal shots. And Bonk is not used to this aggression. They're going to have to get used to against Riptide here. And Riptide landing massive uppercuts here. And Riptide looking in the lower bot. And Bonk has met its match here. But Bonk has faced tougher bots. And now they get under. Riptide does not have great range reliability. Riptide kind of wants a redesign in a way. From back front, and Bonk getting under in that exchange, and getting under again, trying to do something. They need to do something with these getting unders, but now Riptide getting under again, now putting Bonk in the screws. Great control by Riptide. Riptide has continually under, or they're gonna lose this fight easily. And now Bonk is under, trying to do something with it again, but they cannot. Riptide continues its onslaught here, as Bonk is struggling to find a way to consistently get under Riptide, and Bonk landing some brutal Riptide landing some brutal shots, and now Riptide's on its back, not self-right. This is for a chance for Bonk to win, but they self-right them. Bad rookie mistake by Bonk. And now Riptide puts Bonk in the screws. Well, that's a solid shot. But now Bonk's starting to be the lower bot in this fight. Riptide is starting to struggle here as this fight goes on for longer and longer. And the fight's over. Well, I guess Riptide's gonna get a redesign. And as for Bonk, they get their 12th win in a row. And they're still undefeated. As for Riptide, they really poured it on against Bonk. Bonk thought that they met its match, but Riptide front was not enough because Bonk found a way to slip under on multiple occasions and eventually threw Riptide out of the arena for Riptide to get their 5th loss of their career. But as for Bonk, they might can find or beat their match soon here in the Desperado tournament after this fight. But anyways, great win by Bonk as they move on to the next round of the Desperado tournament. Now we have a match between Catapult and Double Trouble. Both bots are sitting at even career records. So one bot will be a win above an even career record. And so for Double Trouble, they need to find a way to get under. Catapult and stay under. But if Catapult gets to the side of Double Trouble's in deep trouble because they cannot self-right. And for Catapult, they just need one flip to really end this fight. And for Double Trouble, they need to consistently get under. But it's like the last fight for Catapult. One flip will change the outcome of this fight. Let's see who gets the win down in the pits. Let's head over there right now. So the bot battle begin, and Catapult got the one flip they needed, but they win. Another flip to get Double Trouble back on the right side up. Now they're going to decide once again, and Catapult gets one more flip that they need. They can leave them there, but they're not going to. They're going to continue this fight, and now they really get under, land a solid flip, but they get under once again, and Catapult now struggling, and another flip by Catapult. Catapult's going to leave them there. Gotta take the win and move on to the finals of the Desperado tournament.
5, 4,
Great win
3,
by Catapult.
2, 1, knockout.
What a win by Catapult. They consistently got under Double Trouble, landing some great flips. They self-righted Double Trouble with 2 flips, which was not a great idea. But in one of the last flips they landed, they decided to leave Double Trouble upside down to get the win and move on to the Desperado finals. Great win by Catapult. Now we have a fight between Thunderbolt and Bonk. Thunderbolt, if they win this fight, they'll move on to the Desperado finals, where they'll face Catapult once again for the 3rd straight time. And if Bonk wins, they will move on to play Catapult. And so for Bonk, they have not yet to lose a fight. And for Thunderbolt, they feel like they know what it's like to lose, but they want to win here against Bonk because that will show that Bonk can lose. And for Thunderbolt, they're gonna have to find a way because there's not really much to flip on Bonk, because Bonk is just a solid machine, but Bonk can really easily get under Thunderbolt. So this will be a very interesting fight. Let's see who gets the win down in the pits. Let's head over there right now. Let the bot battle begin, and Thunderbolt's missing a bunch of flips because they can't really find a way to get under Bonk so far. There's not that hammer meets the chassis of Bonk, but that's not really working as Bonk is under again. Thunderbolt continuing to miss flips. They got a tiny one there, but this is going to be a very tough fight for Thunderbolt to do any sort of flipping against Bonk, because Bonk can easily get under, and Thunderbolt has one nothing to flip on Bonk, and so Bonk is continually controlling around Thunderbolt, and Thunderbolt can't do anything about it. And Bonk doing a great job, but Thunderbolt trying to outdrive them, not really working for Thunderbolt at all. They're trying to find ways to flip Bonk, but that's not really working. Might find a different strategy. So far their strategy has not worked whatsoever. And Bonk continuing to get under Thunderbolt and trying to get under again, but now Bonk uses that backside, getting under Thunderbolt and putting Thunderbolt in the screws. Thunderbolt's really struggling, and Bonk looking like they're gonna win this fight. And if Thunderbolt loses this fight, they will not make the tournament for the first time in 3 seasons. And that flipper of Thunderbolt's gone. Bonk is backing away. Let Thunderbolt get counted out.
9, 8,
Bonk will take
7,
this win
6,
and move
5,
to their 13th
4,
win
3,
in a row.
2, 1.
Great
knockout.
win by Bonk. This was a very tough fight for Thunderbolt. They got one flip early on, but from there on, it was not looking good for Thunderbolt as they got controlled around by Bonk. And Bonk just really toyed with them the entire fight. And Thunderbolt couldn't do anything about it. And Thunderbolt, though, they now get their 7th career loss. And so for Bonk, they get their 13th win in their career. And so for Thunderbolt, they need to find ways to win against bot like these in the future. And as for Bonk, they just completely controlled them. And Bonk will play Catapult in the Desperado finals. Great win by Bonk. I'm very sad for Thunderbolt for getting another loss in this season. Now it's the fight we've all been waiting for. The Desperado finals between the 2-seed Catapult and the 12-seed Bonk. If Bonk wins this fight, they will move to 14-0 and pass by the record of the best rookie by 5 wins. And for Catapult, they want to win this fight so they can get into the tournament once again. But if Bonk wins, they will get in the tournament for the first time, and for the first time being a rookie, of course. And so this will be a very interesting fight. Catapult's gonna have to find a way to get under Bonk, because it's kind of like the Thunderbolt fight from the last fight. But let's see who has the lower chance, the lower bot down in the pits. Let's head over there right now to see the Desperado finals. Let the bot battle begin, and a 1 flip by Catapult already. That's something Thunderbolt cannot really do. And now Bonk is getting under, like expected, putting Catapult in the screws. Catapult now struggling, like so did Thunderbolt. And Bonk continuing to land some hammer shots on Catapult. Catapult wants to get to the tournament for the 3rd straight season. And Bonk wants to get there for their rookie debut, in a sense, of the tournament. And Catapult has been struggling so far this fight. They tried to do what Thunderbolt did last fight for Bonk, and Catapult is still struggling. They're trying to get under, but they have yet to do so. And now they are on their back. Catapult self-rights though. Bonk is still struggling, and Catapult can't really take any advantages here. This fight for Bonk is so far looking in control to go to the tournament for the first time. And for Catapult, they're struggling, and they're having a less and less chance by the minute the more this fight goes on. And Bonk continuing to control this fight, getting Catapult on their back once again. Catapult cannot find a relief from Bonk's relentless attack. And Catapult now getting under, lands 1 flip and 2 flips. They now land 3 flips in this entire fight. The Bonk trying to get back in the squares, and they do. So far, what a brawl this is between 2 machines in the Desperado final. Bonk so far is taking control, and now trying to put Catapult out of the arena. And Catapult almost out of the arena. And the fight's over. Well, Catapult lost this fight so sadly. But they had 1 really good flip in the beginning of the fight, and had 2 really good flips during the fight. But it was all Bonk mostly. And Catapult never really found a way to get under besides 3 of those flips. And it was Bonk controlling, like Bonk did to Thunderbolt. And Bonk will move to the tournament And as for Catapult, they will try to make the tournament next season, as their season is over and Bonk's win streak continues onto the tournament. Great win by Bonk, as they get their 14th win in a row and they have a chance at hoisting the giant net. And so sad for Catapult, as they will try next season. But what a fight this was between both of these bots that really wanted to go to the tournament. The next time I see you, it will be the third round of fight cards. See you in the next one. Bye!